Welcome to the second episode in a two-part Legendarium series about the tragedy of Medea. In the first episode, we talked about how much Medea did for her lover and eventual husband, Jason, and how he repaid her by abandoning her for a more advantageous marriage. In the second episode, we will talk about what she did next. Spoiler alert, it is not pleasant. When Medea finally emerged from her bedchamber, she spoke with the chorus, at least according to Euripides' play. In Greek tragedy, the chorus can either actively join the drama or merely comment on the characters, telling people what morals they should glean from the tragedy. And in Medea, they do both. When Medea talks about committing suicide, the chorus persuades her not to do so. Nonetheless, Medea becomes consumed by an impossible desire to undo the past. First, she calls upon the gods to avenge her, since Jason has broken a marriage oath sworn before the gods. Next, she goes on an extended lament about the lives of women in her time. Women are forced to become their husbands' possessions in marriage, easily discarded in divorce. They must endure the pains of childbirth, and they are kept from joining public life. It would have been profoundly shocking to Euripides' audience to hear such radical ideas being expressed in theater. Indeed, as if to drive home the point, King Creon appears to force Medea from her home, which of course belongs to Jason. Soon after, Medea rushes to confront her faithless former husband, who has invented excuses for his cruel behavior. During his conversation with Medea, Jason insists that his choice ensures a better life for their children. He even claims that by marrying Medea for a time, he brought her to the center of the civilized world, at least as he sees it. Of course, the chorus calls him out on both his choice and his dishonesty, but Jason remains unfazed. Soon after, Medea meets King Aegeus of Athens. By Euripides' time, Athens had become a democracy, so this tragedy took place during a time of yore, when gods and heroes walked among men, and kings ruled the like of Athens. And in the play, you can see Euripides criticizing the idea of monarchy, for it ties up the fortunes of the state with the whims of one man. And the whims of King Aegeus center on finding a cure for his infertility. Medea offers him magical drugs if she can claim sanctuary in Athens regardless of what she is seeking sanctuary for. The desperate King Aegeus, of course, agrees to Medea's offer. As a slave woman quietly listens on, Medea develops a cruel and cunning plan for revenge. Once devastated and weepy, she becomes brimming with bloody-minded self-confidence. She declares, "Yes, I can endure guilt, however horrible, but the laughter of my enemies I will not endure." Medea then returns to her former husband, claiming to express regret over her behavior, even breaking down in tears. The chorus wonders if she changed her mind in between Athens and Corinth and hopes she has curbed her dark desire for revenge. Of course, she has not. Medea then offers to bring her rival Glauce a coronet and dress as gifts in exchange for her blessing. Of course, Medea has secretly poisoned both, and the chorus imagines that Jason's new bride will soon be dead. After speaking with her children, Medea has one more tearful meltdown, but then never questions her choice to seek revenge again. This is a turning point in the play when things rush to their now inevitable conclusion. Entertained by the sight of her own beauty in a mirror, Glauce frolics around the room while showing off the coronet and dress. When the poison takes effect, her crown erupts in an unnatural fire, and the corrosive dress eats away at her skin. She is left a monster unrecognizable to any but her own father, who pathetically embraces her to die along with her. Though Creon flinches for a moment, he chooses to die with his doomed daughter. Even some Greeks of Euripides' own time found this scene excessive, but one can also see it as an outward sign of Medea's gruesome and single-minded pursuit of vengeance. Medea then completes her revenge by murdering her 2 children with Jason, off screen, of course. Jason, mature as ever, blames Medea for his misfortunes, and she merely taunts him with the words, "loathe on." When he begs to at least be able to bury his children, she refuses, and in a literal deus ex machina, she loads the 2 corpses into the sun god's chariot, Hyperion being her grandfather, and flies away on the serpent-drawn chariot, leaving her husband alone and childless. She then returns to Athens and marries King Aegeus, giving him the son that she promised him. Unfortunately, the king also had an adopted son named Theseus, and in the tradition of wicked stepmothers everywhere, Medea set out to destroy him to secure her own son's power. Medea quickly convinced Aegeus to send Theseus on a quest to capture the Marathonian bull. Once captured by Heracles, it since escaped and caused much death and destruction in the countryside around Athens. Theseus, however, proved to be the equal of Heracles in this quest, and the son of Aegeus soon returned to Athens with the bull ready to be made a sacrifice to the gods. The bull, of course, would be the sacrifice, not Aegeus. Determined to have her way, Medea then readied poison for Theseus to drink during his celebratory libation. Medea almost has her final triumph, but her husband Aegeus recognizes what is about to happen and dashes the chalice aside. This time, Hyperion would not save Medea, and she is forced to flee Athens with her son Medus. No longer welcome in any Greek city, Medea is forced to return home to Colchis. From there, it is not known for certain what happened to Medea. Some accounts claim that she died at the hands of vengeful kinsmen. Other accounts claim that she arranged for her son Medus to be put on the throne of Colchis. Regardless of what happened or what we wish to believe, Medea is one of the few women in Greek mythology, or for that matter, Greek history, who forged her own destiny, and that alone makes her notable, whether we view her as heroine or horror. That wraps things up for this episode of The Legendarium. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, press like. If you want to see more, press subscribe. And if you've got anything to say, let me know in the comments section. Thanks again for joining me, and I hope that you have a great rest of the day.